Hello and welcome to Big Nim Numismatics. Today I'm going to be going over Wayte Raymond albums and exactly why they're so popular, why they bring so much money, and the future of them, perhaps. So, a little background. These albums were the first album type to come to the US or any coin market in the world. Probably Danscos the most popular at the moment, and probably will be for some time. But these were the first albums designed to have both sides visible with clear plastic to protect the coins. And these were originally designed by Beasel, who was an incredible dealer in the early 20th century. And he eventually sold these to Wayte Raymond, where he turned them into his own thing. And so this is what the inside looks like. And really, these are extremely popular because they ended up toning the coins incredibly well. That's where you'll see like 99% of circulated Morgan dollars, Mercury dimes especially, any circulated stuff with rainbow toning in concentric circles, that's 99.9% going to come from these albums. And typically the cheap boards like the cent, the pennies, the nickels, those are going to be $4 to $5 a board. And other ones can be as much as $10 to $15 per board. And they came in two sizes. One is this, the smaller sized one that was created to fit in, a library, or maybe you had a file cabinet. So that's what these were created for. But there was also some really portrait-sized, is what they're called. And so these are really long. Oops. But they can fit a lot of coins, and I like these just because it's a bit different. Portrait style is a lot rarer. And in terms of rarity of the whole thing, they're still pretty common. These were incredibly popular in contemporary times. The most common would be the commemorative $50 series. Wayte Raymond made a ton of money, and that's where most of the popularity came from, was selling those while the commemorative $50 were still being produced. And so you can see barber quarters, anything before 1900 or 1916 rather, those are going to be quite hard to find. There's some foreign coin ones, which are incredibly rare. There's even some Roman silver boards that are out there, which may not fit, who knows. Roman silver doesn't strike me as being uniform in diameter. And there's also the different levels. So these were produced from 1928 to the late 50s, and most were produced in the early 30s. And you can tell this one is pretty trashed. It's incredibly old, but barber dimes. And finally, my last portrait one. This is one of the first issues. You can see the sideboard is much different. But overall, extremely well made. Stands the test of time. And if you're buying them to tone coins, toning coins is always a bit of a hot topic. First of all, you almost never get the results you want. you'll get a lot more brown and black coins than you'd anticipate. And also, I mean, morality, or is it artificial toning if you do it two-tone coins? Well, that's another debate. But the boards originally came in these little like post office packaging. That's where I got most of mine that are new looking. But there are, so if you ever come across, these numbers correspond to manufacturing numbers, and it's easy to look up what denomination is actually present inside. Another thing you want to look out for that I forgot to mention is, so Wayte Raymond's our national coin album. There is another company, Megrig, who at the same time produced the exact same product. There is literally no difference other than the fact that we have the American coin album instead of the national coin album. So for accuracy's sake, those are not Wayte Raymond's, but they will do the same thing if you're looking to have like a contemporary circulated set in one of these. Towards the end, there's also some of these boards, which were called popular coin albums. Essentially the same thing, but with these boards instead. And also, there's a lot of green albums from both Wayte Raymond and Megrig. These make some weird toning. So, I'm going to take a look at the 1946 in particular. And these are also extremely difficult to get out of their places just because there's no real. But this is the coin. You can see it has some vibrant blue on the back. That is all from the album. Some of you may think this is a bit unnatural looking, and I would tend to agree. But, you know, we'll see how it develops. This is more experimentation than anything. And even with new albums, they're not going to tone as well as, you know, something from the 1920s sitting in there for 80 years and then popping out, I guess. But also there was a higher sulfur content in the atmosphere, higher pollution, you know, you had lead, gasoline, so lots of good stuff to make coins tone. But by far the best place to find information on these is David Lang's book. This gives every single ad that they did, every single product, the years, this is where you can look up the numbers for which coin was produced in which album on the numbers. And it's just pretty neat to see how coin collecting developed and the products. So definitely something I would consider everyone should have. I think it's a pretty cheap way to own something really neat. And, you know, considering you can get one for less than a Dansco album now, I mean, I much prefer the aesthetic of one of the smaller ones. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy, and have a great day.